You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time. Well, you ain't no corner rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound.
Hey everybody, welcome to the next installment of our Winter Blues series here at Rock Academy. Today we're going to take a look at Hound Dog as made famous by the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley. Now, if you know anything about music history, you know that it wasn't his tune originally, but he's the one who made it famous. The reason why I think that learning the blues is so important is because we actually can see it in early rock and roll music all the time, because essentially the session players and the writers of all this music were jazz and blues musicians that were trying something different. They just played it in a bit of a different style. We get to see how it actually influenced early rock and roll, which then influenced all rock and roll. As rock and roll progressed through the 60s and 70s, you still see that 12-bar blues form is really prominent, even in more riff-based music, right? So although you might not necessarily want to be a blues guitarist, knowing the 12-bar blues is one of the most quintessential things that you can have in your arsenal. A lot of modern tunes will have maybe a verse or a chorus that's a 12-bar blues or something very similar. So if you're very well-rounded and can understand a basic 12-bar blues, you're going to see it popping up in all types of places. So anyway, so let's dive in with the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Today we're going to take a look at Hound Dog, like I said, and it is a blues in C. So again, not a blues song, but a blues form. So many of you are probably comfortable now playing in the key of A if you've been following along, or one of my students or whatever. But today what we're going to do is we're going to go 3 notes higher. Now, I know the music nerds out there or music theory buffs are going to say that I'm not quite saying it correctly, like it is a step and a half above. But if you just think 3 notes higher or 3 letters higher in your alphabet, A, B, C, that gives us the changes for a blues in C. C is our 1 chord, and then we have F is our 4 chord, and G is our 5, right? We had A, D, and E. Now just go 3 letters higher. C, F, G, back to C. So this is a really traditional blues. You start out with 4 bars on the C chord, and I'm doing a rhythm called the Charleston. So what that is, it's a push. So you can start out thinking about it really simply. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's kind of where this originates. And by the 19th century, 20th century, by the 20th century, people realized that they wanted to do something a little bit cooler than that. They started adding what's called a push or an anticipation. So you're anticipating that beat too. Really common throughout the 30s, it's a rhythm called the Charleston, and it actually really naturally hits Charleston, Charleston, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Yeah, so you want to get comfortable with that. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now this is a shuffle feel, so you'd want to swing those eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. I think it's really important to get a feel of that rhythm before trying to put it out on your guitar. So you want to clap that, right? You can watch this video as much as you want and go back to that and just really think, get that swing feel down. Do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do. And then count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, right? You can also add 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or like you can busy up this pattern as much as you want. For this video, I'm just going to keep it really, really simple. But like I have a student who's going 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Right, down, down, up, down. And that totally works in this feel as well. If you want to keep it super simple though, just 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and just like that, right? We can break a little bit of a rule. If you're really tied to 1 and 2 and doing the up strums, knowing that rule of keeping your up strums, your up beats as up strums, I implore you to just continue to do that. However, because it's kind of a heavier song, you can go down. 1, 2, and. So what I kind of do is like judo chop or karate chop. 1 and 2 and on the beat. 1 and 2 and, right? 1 and 2 and. Yeah. So let's just give that a quick try. 4 bars on the C. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. I just realized I should probably teach you what a C chord is. So if you don't know what a C chord is, let's take a look here. Take your first finger, put it on the first fret on the second string. Take your second finger now, and you're going to put it on the second fret on the fourth string, third finger, third fret, fifth string, or A string. This is C, right? And we strum. We don't hit our sixth string because that gets really muddy. So we just want to strum from the sixth string down, and that gives us a C chord. So here, let's take a look. We're going to play 4 bars on our C chord. The trick with this when you're first learning, get that first finger down first, and then add all that in, right? So here, and then eventually you want to be able to get it so you can just push everything down all at once. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and just like that. After we play our 4 bars on our C, all we're going to do is take this second and third finger and move them up by 1 string. Again, I think in terms of pitch, so they're going up in pitch, so to me that's moving up, right? Up a string set. So yeah, so first finger stays on that second fret, first fret, second string, second finger, second fret, third string, fourth finger, third fret, fourth string. I think I said that right. Should look like this. Now you can play your first string open, or you can lean back and mute it. I'll probably mute it for this, right? So here in a 12-bar blues, if you remember, 4 bars on the 1 chord, 2 bars on the 4. So just 2 times. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and back to C. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and just like that. Let's try really slowly, just playing the first 8 measures of our 12-bar blues here in C. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Here we go to the 4 now. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and now the next part that sounds all really good. Let's go to a G chord. Now you probably know a G chord going like this with our third finger on the second finger, third fret, 6th string, first finger, second fret, 5th string, and our third finger all the way up here on the first string, 3rd fret. Probably know that. Now you can still use this chord if this is what's comfortable for you. By all means, this chord works 90% of the times. This is where I'm going to play it. However, in this position, when I'm playing in the key of C, right, I'm very much here in this position. This is called first position, where my first finger is in the 1st fret. When I go to the G chord, I prefer to play like this. So I use my second finger, 2nd fret, 5th string, third finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, pinky on that 3rd fret, 1st string, right? Because then I'm just kind of back in this position. I don't have to move as much, right? So this turnaround is G, F, C. Let's give this a try. 1 and 2 and F, and then just a shot. 2, 3, 4, 1. You ain't nothing but a hound. Right? I have videos here of us playing it at 60% and 80%. And again, if you feel comfortable, have it at 100%, and you want to go back to the very beginning of this video, you by all means can.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't nothing but and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't nothing but and you ain't no friend of mine.
If you're already comfortable playing these with your regular C and F chord, right, and you wanted to add a little bit something else, you can do C7. There we go, just like that. So all I'm doing is I'm keeping that basic C chord here, and now I'm taking my pinky and I'm putting it on the 3rd fret on the 3rd string. That is our dominant 7. It's a B flat, right? And then all I'm doing is I'm taking this same shape. I love this shape, and I play it a lot. Basically, this here would be my root, my C note. Whatever this note is going to indicate what the root of the chord is, right? So if I play it here, that's a C. If I go up, it's a C sharp or a D flat, right? One more fret, and we have a D. So same thing, we want to go from C, which is our 1, to F, which is our 4. Now you could think if we were an A and we went A to D, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 frets above, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our F chord. C, and then F, right? You can hear it. Same notes. Right? So give this a try here with your 7th chords instead of just your basic open string chords, and have some fun with this. Again, you can use these chords wherever you like. All you have to do is change the root. You want it in D, D, G, A, D, right? Whatever you need.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time. There you live, never caught a rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine.
Okay, so linked to this video, I have the Dropbox folder of Winter Blues, and we have Hound Dog here at different speeds, as well as the sheet music attached. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Mike, at info@rockacademy.ca. Check us out on our website, and in the meantime, stay loud. Rock Academy.